Welcome to the Willville City Gym.
Welcome back to the Willville City Gym, where we're kicking off the new format with a Tera Box deck played by the Swag King himself, Cool Kid Cory. Also, remember to like and subscribe to the channel for more TCG content. Cool Kid Cory would have picked a top tier deck, only plays the highest power levels since he knows he can't overcome people with this. I don't think it's that. This deck isn't totally easy to play. It takes plenty of matchup practice, so we'll see how he does. On that note, last week Ted went from first to worst with his first loss of the season with the Go and Go EX deck. Now Cool Kid Cory is trying to win and move atop the leaderboard here. Like we said last week about Karma, Cory stole my cards as he colluded with Ted to beat me in that war battle. Plus market manipulation, that drowsy's barely worth anything now. Are you kidding me? Yeah, sorry about that, Knox. The Willville City Gym Council has investigated and everything seems above board. So you just have to win them back. The thing is, Cory has to project himself as cool persona in order to project a larger-than-life self in school. However, we know he's small. Speaking of week, last week you mentioned you got to Team Rocket, got him back, but we got sidetracked.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let me tell you.
It's the twerp!
Hey, you punks, Jesse and James. You sent that meow to help Ted steal some cards for Cool Kid Cory so he can steal my Pokemon cards.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Oh, really? You don't know what I'm talking about? Well, guess what? The other day, Cool Kid Cory had some cards that he didn't have in the past and stole my Charizard. You guys had something to do with it. That Meowth is always stealing sandwiches, and I know he's going around to the local card shops and stealing cards and giving it to Cory.
That's a great idea. We should do that, Jesse. But no, that was not us.
Oh. Okay, well, I'm so sorry, and as a serious apology, I got a picnic basket of Pokemon cards for you two. It's in your blimp over there. So, go check it out. Have fun with it.
They're so valuable, let's sell them!
No way! I'm not collecting them to sell. I'm collecting them because they're simple and beautiful and because they make me happy.
Oh, you're very welcome with that. Hope you'll love it.
Let's go Team Rocket's blasting off again!
Got him. Yup, and now it's time to investigate Cory and Ted. They colluded to give Cory the good cards to beat me. I deserve the Bubble Mew along with the basic Charizard from my childhood. That card's mine! Okay, well, let's focus on getting back to the Tera Box deck. Let's start off with the main attacker, Wellspring Ogerpon. This Pokemon paired with a Crispin and a Sparkling Crystal can hit turn after turn to the active 100 damage, 120 to the bench. It really slows down those evolving base decks. However, if you're playing against big basics, that's where Tera Pikachu EX can come in, hit for 300 damage with a similar power. Oh yeah, and it has that broken draw support line with a Noctowl. Being able to grab 2 trainer cards from the deck is basically a stage 1 Inteleon from the meta's past. Inteleon was great. A great point there. Granted, it does leave a low HP single prizer on the bench. True, just have to make sure you have a Tera Pokemon in play though, or else it won't work. Not surprising, PTG Live, you think's bugged, but it really is. Do you know about that from experience, Knox? No, Will. I watched Ted do testing with this deck a couple days ago. Never blame the game, though. That's what he was doing, okay? Yeah, that's true. Never blame the game. Ted would, wouldn't he? Oh, by the way, we've been seeing Teal Mask Ogerpon become the Starlast format. It plays a similar role where it's going to be helping with the setup, energy switching. It also is a great attacker into the Charizard EX and Zoroark. Yeah, that deck is S tier, which makes Knox mad. Damn you, Cory, for picking that deck. Another reason I need to confront him and get my cards back. We're not doing that today, Knox. However, we are going to get down to the action. We'll see you there.
And we're kicking it off where the iciest player to ever do it, Cool Kid Cory, calls the flip as tails, and it's a heads. Boom! Lightning strikes twice. What's the chances? This is where the tables are turning in my favor, with Cory losing the flip and going second. Going second typically puts the player at a disadvantage, meaning Cory's going to lose this match. When you're one of the best players in the league and you got a pretty good deck, you're not really too concerned about it either way. There's always a silver lining whether you're going first or second, so there's some good things going on for Cory though. He does have a Crispin in hand, and with the Ogerpon getting set in the active, you'll want to find a water, and then from there he just needs 2 more energies and he'll be all set to take 2 prizes on this Gardevoir EX deck, as it is a setup deck, and they do have that Screamtail in the active, which can be knocked out. Are you kidding me? Cory's wearing a hoodie today. I bet he slipped a Crispin card into his sleeve when he was setting up. He's cheating. Judge! Check out Cory. Knox, what's going on with you today, bro?
I just chugged 2 energy drinks, Will.
Okay, sure. So we see the opponent play a Buddy Poffin, finding a, Knox, you guessed it, Badoo, your favorite,
Stinking Badoo!
and Ralt. See, Knox, and that's where sometimes with the opponent going first instead of second, they can't use the Itchy Pawn attack of Badoo to item lock the opponent when they're going second. So there is an opportunity to at least set up. Whereas if the opponent would have gone second instead, then they would have been able to at least item lock a little bit. So depending on the matchup and the deck, it just all depends in all reality.
You know what, Will? I didn't understand a single word you said. All I heard was blah, 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 something, something. And the thing is that with Wellspring Ogerpon, he only does 20 damage. That's not enough to knock out a Badoo. What are you going to do? Let him hit you twice?
Nope, it literally only be one time. However, obviously that's going to slow him down potentially a little bit. However, we do see a Crispin in hand here that next turn that will potentially, as long as there's no hand disruption, be able to Torrential Pump and take 2 prizes instead of 1. Really couldn't have guessed that, Knox, right?
Oh, we all saw it coming. That's why he's playing Wellspring Ogerpon. He knew he was going to get the Gardevoir matchup. He only plays the matchups he knows he's going to win. That's how he always stays undefeated.
Knox, you do recall that Cory's been the league champion multiple times. He really is one of the best players that I know.
Yeah, well, again, Cory cheats. He has no skill. And he gets his mom and dad's money, and he goes to the shops, buys all the best cards, then he hires people like Ted, who will do anything for him to get some clout. Yeah, that's how he, again, won the war battle. I can't say it enough.
Yeah, I know, Knox. In the meantime, we're going to be held to a suspense here as we are waiting for the opponent to grab something from the Artisan. I'm guessing a Monkey Dory.
Yeah, that would be a good guess. Gardevoir decks love playing Monkey Dory because they can move damage counters off of the Monkey Dory onto anything they want. Monkey Dory really is the meta play of the year. Very underrated, even though he's basically splashed in every deck. He needs to be talked about. He needs his cards to go up in price. That's all. Boom! He finds the alphast Pokemon of all time, Monkey Dory. What a gangster. He knows when to throw bows and knock people out. However, the wimpiest Pokemon, Badoo, can only Itchy Pawn for 10 damage like a wimpy baby.
Well, that Itchy Pawn attack item locking, that is a pretty strong effect. We both can be honest about that.
Badoo slows the game down too much, is broken, ban him.
Grab a Hoot from the deck, which will be important for evolving up a Noctowl next turn, finding important trainers along with a Sparkling Crystal, which will provide additional easier access to 2 prize attacks, and also providing disruption on the board. And he does have the Crispin, which will find the energy Cory needs, along with a grass energy to accelerate to the Teal Mask Ogerpon. So there is some big opportunity up here for Cory.
You're always rooting for him. You know him and I are beefing right now, right? He stole my precious Charizard from my childhood. You remember, right?
Yeah, I do. I was there, and on top of that, you remind me about that constantly. And I'm kind of tired of hearing about it.
Well, you know what? It seems like you keep forgetting. Whose side are you on this issue, Will? Tell me.
Not yours.
Oh, so Cory's. I thought you were better than that, Will. Above it all.
I guess not. But with Cory taking the first 2 prizes of the game, we're going to go down to him to get his initial thoughts and strategy on how it's going so far.
Hey, Cory. First deck showcased in this new format. How does it feel? Yeah, I love this new format, and this deck's a lot of fun. Feels way better than grumpy old Knox ever could, that old fart, right? Come up here and say that to my face, I dare you. I have better things to do, like go 2-0. I just know with them having low HP setup Pokemon, I'm going to try to take 2 prizes each turn. Have to take advantage of no bench barrier. But if they do get something big out there, we got Pikachu EX, we're good. Yeah, well, it sounds like you have a great strategy lined up. I love to hear it, Cory. Yeah, thanks, Will. On my way to a win. Hey, we all know that quick wins don't turn into big sustainable growth. I actually think it's a great strategy, Cory. On your way to defeat. And now you'll be joining new trainer chat at the bottom after this. I can't wait to win the championship like I took away your Charizard. Anyways, gotta go.
All right, well, thanks, Cory. Now back to the action where we do see Cory's opponent, they didn't have much going on, so they're hitting with an Itchy Pollen, and now back to Cory. We'll see what he pulls off here. Can you believe the disrespect that Cory showed me in that interview? I just wanted to talk, and all he did was talk crap. Well, you were definitely adding to it. Frankly, you started it. No, he started it! I thought you were the bigger man, Knox. You said the claim that you're such an alpha. Why not just let it go, tough guy? Tough people hold others to account through strength and fear. Okay, sure. Well, anyways, we do see Cory use the Artisan Stadium to find a second Hoot Hoot to bench. Then we'll see an energy attachment to the Wellspring Ogre Pond. Oh my, and then a boss to bring up a Ralt and then sobs on him like a little baby? Well, I would say it's a smart move. It makes it where they can't retreat the Ralt and then can't item lock with the Badoo. The Gardevoir list does usually play a Toro, but really, many ways they really can't get out of the active except for a manual retreat. That is some scared, cheating stuff, isn't it, Will? Not really, especially if you have a strategy and you're trying to win. That's the way I look at it. So, but we can see here, all they can do is pass. Now back to Cory, where he does play the Area 0 Underdepth Stadium. From here, it opens up the bench to additional spaces, including a Teal Mask Ogre Pond, along with using the Ultra Ball to find a Noctowl, which will allow Cory to find 2 trainer cards. Then uses the restart ability from the Mew EX to draw 2 more cards before that Noctowl goes down. It always makes sense to draw cards that you can't control the outcome before going to the deck for whatever else you need. Hey, Knox, well, great tip there. Will, I always give great tips because I'm the most experienced out of everybody. You guys are always trying to gaslight me and make me feel like I don't know anything. Knox knows everything. Oh, you also want to know who I have beef with? Remember I said I hate Hoot Hoot, but I do respect Noctowl. I changed my mind. This bird is a scammer. You see his illustration rare card. He steals everything from everybody, including colluding with Cory to steal my precious Pokemon cards. Knox, I highly doubt that. You do know. So, from here, we can see Cory evolves the Hoot Hoot and finds another Crispin and an energy switch. Powering up with that Crispin and the energy switch here allows Cory to take a double knockout again, giving him a 4-prize advantage. You said what comes around goes around. I can't wait to see an epic collapse from Cory. Well, he did take out both Ralts, so how do you expect the opponent to do anything anyways? Oh, you know there, Will. They still have 12 minutes left in this video, so something good has to happen. Well, that's the beef that some people have with this game. Each player can have like 5-6 turns, and it literally takes like 30 minutes. That's some craziness sometimes. Yeah, tell me about it. And when you have a stinking Badoo stalling out the game, you can see how stuff like this happens. So boring. I suppose the fun part of it, though, is that there's always a strategy to the game, so even if it's a little slow, there's a way to make it work. But you know what is very exciting? Taking 2 prizes. Everybody loves taking 2 prizes. Sometimes you can take even more. 4, 6, it doesn't really matter. But at the end of the day, multiple prizes, that is exciting. Right, Knox? Yeah, you are right, Will. I love winning prizes. Prizes are so fun. Money, awards, trophies, ooh, and sparkling crystals. And guess what, Will? You wouldn't believe it, but back in the day, I used to have a Hoopa, and that's how I made all my money. I used to have the Hoopa go around and steal everybody's coins, and then the Golden Go stole it from me. But the point is, back in the day, I gave it a sparkling crystal, and then he gave me 3 wishes. 1, to become wealthy and successful. 2, to live the life of luxury. And 3, to get rid of my enemies. Unfortunately, he left me before number 3. Without them eliminating your enemies, it probably caused you to go a little crazy and end up in the spot you're at now, because now you're at the old cemetery, right? Yeah, right next door. It's unfortunate, but is what it is. I'll be back. Knox will always be on top, unlike that Badoo that's just gonna hit for 10 damage again. That's a disgrace. Yeah, that has to be the mindset, Knox. And really the only thing Cory can do at the moment here, it looks like, is use the Sob attack. It will make it where the opponent can't retreat, and Cory, again, won't be able to play items. We'll see, though, if the Gardevoir EX will come up by the time this game ends. I hope not. Gardevoir is one of my least favorite Pokemon, purely based off the preconceived prejudices and the fact that Gardevoir wears dresses. That is like so wimpy. That's kind of random, Knox. Usually when people say stuff like that, that's usually where they're partaking in stuff that they feel insecure about, and it's a form of projection. Do you wear dresses in your free time, Knox? What? No, that's a weird question, Will. That probably means that that's what you do. No, though, I would have no problem with it, just saying how I see it, Knox. I don't play Princess like you or that Badoo. Nice. Well, we do see the opponent here playing the rare candy and will be evolving up to a Gardevoir EX, which will give him finally access to more efficient energy attachment moving forward. That's disgusting and disturbing. That item lock is still on, so no double knockout here for that Wellspring Ogerpon this turn. Actually, let's take it down to Cory to get his take on the late game strategy here.
I know you have cards in your pocket to get that advantage. Just admit it, Cory. Yeah, I'd never cheat playing Pokemon Knox. Just skilled, I suppose. Something you wish you could say. Doubt it. Hey, Cory, tell us about how you plan on closing out this game. Well, having a 4-prize lead, I'm feeling great. I will be knocking out the Badoo next turn. That's all really I could do, though. Take one prize at a time. Easy peasy. Still got Sparkling Crystal and that Pikachu EX, so we're gonna close it out either way. Thank you, Cory. Yeah, good luck, Cory. You're going to need it, as this game will slip away fast. I promise you that. Yeah, I suppose just like your favorite Pokemon, Knox. Let me at him! Let me at him!
Dude, calm down, bro. Never. Cory is a punk, my mortal enemy. Yeah, I bet so. It seems like you're always jealous of him and all the winning that he does, including, again, not to trigger you, Knox, but that base set Charizard. But in the meantime, we do see that his opponent did play the Professor's Research, giving him a fresh, new hand of 7 cards. From here, whether it is the Itchy Pawn and back to Cory, where we will see from here if he can really do anything at all. We know that bare minimum he will be able to sob, which can take a knockout on the Badoo, only needing 1 prize to win the game at that point, which will put him in a pretty good spot. However, it would have been real nice if there would have been an ability to play the item. Could have done an energy switch along with that crystal to hit both the Badoo and the Monkey Dory or the Screamtail. But in the meantime, just the 20 damage on, and only needs 1 more prize to win the matchup. And we see them bring up a Gardevoir EX, which cannot be one-shot by any Pokemon currently on the field here. Cory's a fool. He filled up his entire bench and can't even use the Pikachu EX. There's no way he's going to knock out that Gardevoir easily. And then that opponent's going to come back and get 6 unanswered prizes for the win. I guarantee it. That would be pretty far-fetched, no pun intended, for them to be able to pull off a big comeback like that. We'll see, though. The fact that Gardevoir does have high HP, just attach that extra energy, there is a potential that we could see it, but, again, it would be very, very challenging. Like I said, Will, Cory doesn't realize that Gardevoir EX is the comeback deck of this meta. Boom! And it looks like they're at it right now. We see the item come out, limiting Cory's hand, so tiny, just like you know where. And then 6 new cards. Ha ha. He's gonna get knocked out. See, Will, I told you. Wait, you told me what, Knox? The most epic clash of all time today by Cory. The opponent is on the board, taking the knockout on the Wellspring Ogerpon, and with the limited hand, they will be able to use the Pheasantipity to draw 3 cards. We'll see if they're able to make any moves here. The Teal Mask Ogerpon being fairly powered up is a nice addition, so there's some opportunity here. No way, Will. You're crazy. Well, off the top deck here, it does help a little bit. Gives him that water energy to attach to the Wellspring Ogerpon. Then we see the Mew EX drawing 2 additional cards with its Restart ability, along with the Pheasantipity EX drawing 3 more cards. It's almost like that Iono to 1 never happened, Knox. Crazy, right? See, Cory is a cheater, always cheating his way to victory. You can't be down that bad to simply give all of those cards back into your hand. Hey, that's the beauty of the most gangster OG Pokemon of all time of Pheasantipity. Your words, Knox. But on that note, we do see Cory using the Night Stretcher. Looks like he will be grabbing an energy. This doesn't seem right. How is he getting all these good cards? What is going on? Who's cheating and rigging this game? Oh, wow. And we see Cory play a Crispin, so he has 2 of the 3 energies on to take a knockout on the bench. Then a retreat to the Teal Mask Ogerpon with 4 energies on, and he hits for 240 damage. Wow, that's a lot of energies and attachments to get some damage. Not enough to take a knockout, though. See, Cory's not that smart. No closer, certainly. We can potentially make that argument. It has taken a while for Cory to pull off the remaining 2 prizes. I know Badu slowed down the game, but is what it is at that point. We do see here the Teal Mask Ogerpon attacking with 4 energies on, plus utilizing Gardevoir's 3 energy attachments. So it does have 240 damage on. So clearly there's a lot of options on the field here for Cory to finish something off with relative ease. However, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, the thing is, Cory, he's too distracted by all the fans. I'm sure he's looking at his phone. He's probably on Instagram. He's probably on Snapchat. He's probably, not thinking about winning this matchup. So, good for Cory. Actually, keep it up. I'll even give you a follow. Sorry to break it to you, Knox, but you are actually blocked by Cory. Remember, because you were texting him and messaging him and harassing him online? No, I wasn't harassing him. I was just telling him how it is. These people nowadays are so soft, can't take any feedback. Maybe you're just not good at giving constructive feedback. Yes, I am. We see the counter catcher play from the opponent, bringing up the Wellspring Ogerpon. What's the strategy here? That's a great question. He did just bench the Lily's Clefairy, so I expect we may see a big swing, big damage from the Clefairy. It's really the highest HP Pokemon left on the field. It'll be interesting to see what the opponent does from here. They obviously have to retreat the Gardevoir, as the Teal Mask Ogerpon can knock it out. Similarly, the Wellspring Ogerpon can also knock it out as well too. So they do need to come up likely with that Lily's Clefairy again, since it has the most HP on the field, and from there hope that they can keep it alive. Obviously there's 2 cards to buff, but it's still a very tricky situation. And likely, I don't know, I'm trying to figure out how you actually would get out of it. Oh, well, there's no running away from this. Unfortunately, I think Cory has it in the bag. It makes me real mad, though, because Cory always gets the opposite of what he deserves. That's called anti-karma, which means he's a son of the Prince of Darkness or something like that. He casts evil spells. He will be the next boss in the lineup of boss's orders, probably. Mark my word. Knox, that would be big if true. Think about it. Wait, what do you mean, Will? Well, you know how when, corrupt people are in power with other, wealthy individuals, they usually don't hold each other accountable, and then they all get rich off each other while we all stay in a similar spot. So, hey, we got to take advantage too, right? That's a great point, Will. And on that, you just saw them bring up Lily's Clefairy. That is the new meta play. It's way too expensive, and if I were to acquire that card, I'd have to steal it. So, you know what? Maybe this is a way to, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and maybe Cory can do that because I need to catch them all. But hey, you didn't hear that from me, right? Knox, I was actually just testing you. We're not going to sell out here at the Willville City Gym. We don't do that, unlike plenty of people out there. No offense. It's nobody in this circle. It's obviously bigger than that. But point is, we got to do what we got to do. So to that point, we do see, obviously, the opponent. They have Lily's Clefairy ready to go. They're going to be taking a knockout on the Wellspring Ogerpon, but that does also mean that the Teal Mask Ogerpon should be finishing the job here. So we do see Lily's Clefairy hitting for 260 damage for the knockout, and it will go back to Cory. From here, we do see Cory's last turn here. He's going to be bringing up the Teal Mask Ogerpon. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 energies between the two. So in all reality, that is a straight up knockout on the Lily's Clefairy, taking the last prize of the game for the win. Let's take it down to Cory for his post-game thoughts.
Hey Cory, great match. You dominated off the start, taking back-to-back multiple prizes. And then Cory almost blew the game by letting the puniest Pokemon out there, Buddy, to steal the show. Literally was 2 prizes away from losing. Sweating in your boots, weren't you, Cory?
Nah, Knox, just, you know how I am, cool, calm, collected, which is also why the fans love me. You have to make the game interesting, so you're all welcome for the entertainment.
Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing how Wellspring Ogerpon was ignored last format, but here, he plays a big role in pulling off the win.
Yeah, especially without bench barrier Pokemon, sub decks do have a hard time taking out the Ralts and not allowing them to evolve up to a Gardevoir EX really slowed them down. It's just all a matter of sticking to that game plan and pulling out the win.
Cheaters never win, Cory. Even if you feel good about the match, just know that someone in this conversation is a fraud and his name starts with a C.
I didn't know you were here. Oh, look, there's my ride. Gotta go. Hey, Max, I sent you $1 though, just because of that incident earlier.
All right, thanks, Cory. Well, that was exciting. Glad more Ogerpons are getting their time to shine in this format. You know what? I agree, Will. First great take you've had all day, honestly. Ogerpon's a G. Super versatile, very intelligent, and qualities when you would want to pick a starter Pokemon, right?
That literally made no sense, Knox.
Shut up, Will. I'm talking right now, okay?
No, we only have 30 seconds left, so I'm going to take it from here. We got Crazy Chris next week, trying out a Hop Zacian deck. New Journey together deck here.
Dude lives in the shadows of his older brother, Leon. But don't confuse him with Leonhart. He ain't that Cory.
Yeah, you're just taking shots today at everyone, aren't you, Knox?
Yup, and that's why they call me the Rage Machine. Signing off. Until next time, I'm Coach
Gym
Knox.
Leader Will. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.